Bang.
So at the other end of our line here in Metalradio.gr is the infernal Diva
Oh,
Satanica.
thank you so much for having me. It's a big honor. So thank you.
Thank you for being with us. There are many reasons we wanted to talk with you, but let's begin by Nervosa and Perpetual Chaos, your latest release. Actually, your first release with Nervosa.
Mhm.
Tell us a few things about it because it was released in a really difficult time. It was released during lockdown.
Yeah.
However, I think that you managed to make quite an impression. Tell us about it.
Wow, it was a crazy ride, because suddenly in the middle of the quarantine, then I discovered that I have a new band. So it was like nothing it was supposed to happen. And suddenly I'm the new vocalist of Nervosa. So for me, it was very crazy, And then we started to work, each one of us from our homes, because we couldn't travel. So the entire process was using internet. So we couldn't meet each other. We didn't have any rehearsal. We have to write the whole album, just sharing files and stuff like that. It was like a strange way for me to write the very first album all together. But it was very interesting because I learned a lot. It was something completely different for me. So it was very nice in the end. I'm a control freak too. So to me, these things of not knowing what is going to happen all the time, or working without knowing the other person, is like, wow, very difficult. But it was very nice. And yes, I'm very happy that we could make it, because it was a very difficult time for all the bands in the world. And we've just released a new album with a new lineup. So that was perfect.
Yeah, and you couldn't interact with each other in the studio. It was really
Yeah.
strange. However, you got very good reviews, and you managed to make an impression. What feedback did you get, and how did you get it? Because you couldn't do the live shows; it was all on
Yeah.
the internet.
I was kind of worried about that because, as you said, we were not supposed to play any shows last year, and we didn't know about this year. But luckily, we could make it, like yeah, some summer fests. So it's been amazing. But yes, in the beginning, it was like, okay, we're going to release a new album, but nobody is going to see this album live. So they only can stream it and listening once all over again, and it's not the same. I know that because I'm a fan of other bands, obviously, and to me it's very important to see how an album show sounds live. And yes, that was tense in the beginning, because it was like 1 year without playing any show, any live show. But people was amazing. Everybody were very excited about this new album, about the new lineup. Since the very beginning, we just announced a new lineup, and everybody was like, yeah, Nervosa will never die, and we support you girls. And we are very grateful for that. So both fans and press, media, were very nice to us, and they just gave us a chance to try to show to the world what we were about to do. So yes, that was very nice.
Do you feel that Nervosa are different now with the current lineup? Do you feel that there are uh, significant differences to the?
Yeah, yeah, sure. First of all, I don't have the same vocal register than Fernanda, so everything sounds different. In the beginning, we were thinking about if this could be a good thing or not, because all the fans have been following the band for more than 10 years. And there's a lot of changes, not only with the lineup thing, but in the music, in the new approach. And yes, that was terrifying in the beginning. But I don't know, people were very nice. Everybody was talking about this sounds very powerful now, and we love this new register. I tried my best for sure because I didn't want to let anybody down. And yes, I think we did a big amount of different attempts just to have different choices. And finally, I think we could find the balance between my own register and something quite similar to the high notes of Fernanda and the screamings and so on. So, yes, I think it was tough, but it was a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, everything looks like it. It's from every point of view.
Wow, thanks.
Okay. Tell me a few things about you. Tell me about your influences, your idols, your process, your creative process. You've been in The Voice in
Mm-hmm.
Spain. You've been in your other band for quite some years.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me a few things about you. Let us get to know you a little better.
Um, I've been always a freak with music. I just can listen to a song in the radio for 10 seconds and I instantly learn the lyrics and I just can stop singing the song over and over again. But I think I fell in love with metal and rock and roll like probably 15 years ago or so. Nobody in my family or friends were interested in this kind of scene, so I have to discover all by myself. And the very first time that I think I just listened to a rock and roll song, it was watching a TV show. Indeed, I remember one girl performing "Living on a Prayer" of Bon Jovi, and wow, that was like it sounds like heaven to me.
Who doesn't love Bon Jovi? Come on.
Yeah, who cannot love Bon Jovi? It's like, I mean, so yes, that was the very beginning, and I remember that I was every single week I went to the record shop to buy a different album. Of course, internet was not like it is nowadays, so I didn't have many information about other bands. So I just went to the hard rock or heavy metal section and tried to find an album with some guys with long hair in the cover. And I thought maybe they are similar to Bon Jovi or something. So that was the process for me in the beginning. And obviously reading some music magazines and stuff like that, that I was discovering other types of music. And yeah, I jumped into grunge with Nirvana, Alice in Chains, and then I started to search for another extreme metal bands. And yeah, that was like the trip for me, musically speaking. So my first band was Bloodhunter,
Hmm.
and we recorded the first demo in 2013, and that was the very first project that I was involved in. And Bloodhunter is a band where I learned everything that I know. My very first shows, my very first recording sessions, everything was the very first time to me. So, yes, I guess that was it.
What bands do you enjoy listening nowadays?
Oof, I love many different. music styles, but I must confess that I'm a big fan of Greek metal bands like Septic Flesh, Rotting Christ, Astarte. For some reason, I find something like very passionate, and I really love it. So I started to find different bands, and that was a big part of my influences. Indeed, Night Rage and Firewind, stuff like that. You know, both extreme metal bands or not. I'm very open minded.
Maybe it's the Mediterranean
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah, maybe, yeah.
I see. So, talking about cultures within the band, you're a girl from Brazil, Italy, Spain, and Greece. You
Yeah.
have little monster, a Greek little monster, Eleni.
Yeah, Eleni is probably the best drummer in the world ever.
When you see her, you don't see her coming because she's such
Yeah.
a petite person, and you listen to
Yeah.
her, and she's huge.
Yeah, look, her hands are like this part of my hand. So
Yes.
to me, it's like I just cannot believe how hard you hit the drums and how you move all your arms so fast. It's crazy.
How is it now that you're all together, rehearsing and going
Yeah.
on stage together? How's your chemistry?
Wow, that was very weird in the beginning because the very first time that we met all together was in the studio to record the first album. So it was like, okay, I will spend 1 month in this studio with these three girls that I don't know. Yeah, and we have to learn how to work and to live all together. But they are very easygoing. They are amazing human beings. They all have very big hearts, and they really inspire me to keep on going and to improve my skills because they are just amazing. You know, they put all their hearts into this project, and to me that's very important because when you see that the other people is very involved and they care about the music, this is great, you know. And when they are very open-minded, we can speak about many different stuff. We are very different between each other, but we really understand and respect the other, so that's very nice.
I see. How was the live experience, coming back to live after the COVID era?
Yeah, you know, to me it's very weird also because here in Spain we have a lot of restrictions
Mhm.
still, so everybody is wearing face mask even outside in the street. And when I'm traveling, and we've been playing in different places around Europe this summer, there was no social distancing. Nobody was wearing face masks. So to me, it was like just the opposite, two different worlds completely. And besides that, I work as a nurse. So to me, it was like, oh my God, all these people all together. I will get infected, I'm sure. But yeah, you know, you learn that at the end, if you take care of yourself, if you just try to keep social distancing and just be careful because we have to make some tests to travel sometimes. So it's safe for us, but it's like you know, very different to understand because you're living from Monday to Friday, like with full of restrictions, you know, and then during the weekend you're living a different life, like if COVID was not there, and it's very different. Yeah.
How did you spend the time of the lockdown? Did you use the time to be creative, write music? How was it for you?
I worked a lot. You know, we released this album of Nervosa Perpetual Chaos in January of this year. And the previous months, we were doing a lot of interviews, like every day, 5, 6 interviews per day. And then working on the release, it was crazy. We were very busy at that point because we have tons of things to do and thinking about the merch and thinking about the web stores in different countries everything was like overwhelming to us, you know. But I spent some time trying to finish the Bloodhunter album, because we were about to enter the studio after before COVID, and we couldn't make it. So it was like, okay, it's time to finish this and then enter in the studio. So I had no much free time last 2 years, and that was good because that means that things are keep on going, and I'm quite busy, so that's a very good sign for the future.
Definitely. Are you already are you already working on new material?
Yes, with Nervosa we started to write the second album with this new lineup some months ago, but obviously while working on other stuff it's kind of difficult, so probably we will focus on that in the next months. So yes, we have like one or two songs yet, and I think there will be a lot of surprises for this new album too, because we're searching just for another different vibe, and yeah, I'm very excited about that.
Come on, you're teasing us now. You gotta give a little.
I wish I could tell more, but we don't have many of that. You know, we were like playing, goofing around with melodies and stuff like that, and some riffs, but nothing like a proper song, you know. Yeah.
How are you working at the moment? Again over the internet, or are you meeting up? Are you using time to meet up?
Yes, we are still working using internet because we are traveling every week to play a show and then come back home. So there's not much time to spend some days all together. But hopefully, I think after October, I think we could get focused on the new album, and maybe at that time we could meet and just take some time to work all together. I don't know how it's going to be because it went kind of well working like each one of us from home, and I don't know, it will be interesting. I like it.
I saw somewhere on the internet that you're planning a tour with Warbringer for April. Is that true?
Yeah, 2 months, 55 shows in 60 days. It's going to be kind of heavy. And yeah, it's something that we were dreaming about, but we don't know. Crossing fingers for that to happen, you know, because nothing is like sure at this point. But yeah, it seems that it's gonna happen. So we are like crazy, you know, thinking about how it's going to be back on the road again for a lot of shows, and how we are going to work and survive to the stress to be on the road and to be playing one night after the other. But we are very, very excited about that, and we just cannot wait to be sharing the stage with Warbringer. You know, they are awesome. They are an amazing band.
Are you and Warbringer the only bands on the tour? Are there going to
I
be other?
think so. I think so, but I'm not sure if for some shows there will be like a guest or something. But I think it will be only the two of us.
Any other touring plans or live shows? Any hopes of coming to Greece?
Yeah, sure. We are working on that because, you know, our main idea in the beginning was like, okay, when we start playing live shows again, we have to start to play in Spain, in Greece, in Italy, and in Brazil. And it was like, no, come on. We cannot make that way. It has to be a different organization. And yeah, I know. I think during this European tour, we will be in Italy and Spain. I think it's not Greece included, but for sure we will be there because it's very important for us and for Eleni, obviously. So we cannot wait to be there. And we have more dates to announce and another amazing, badass tour. But I cannot say nothing at all. But very soon, there will be news very soon about that. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have to stay tuned.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so closing our chat, I'd like to ask you to tell me your favorite song at the moment.
Oh,
It might be a
that's
Nervosa
tough.
or
Wow.
what's
Well, I've been listening today to the new Ginger song, Wildflower, and it's amazing. I mean, these guys are always doing amazing stuff, but this one was quite different. I was not expecting something so melodic with so many changes in the vocal register. It's wow. Tati is probably one of the most amazing metal vocalists of all times. And yeah, indeed, we will be playing this weekend with Ginger at Italy at Lopolo in Rock. So yeah, I hope they play the song live.
so lucky, so lucky that here.
Yeah, we
Like
are. I know.
to get to be to a festival because here in Greece, all live shows are with people sitting down.
Same here in Spain. And it's
So,
forbidden to have a metal festival, but it's not forbidden to go to a football match or stuff like that, where it has no sense, but
no, it makes no sense at
it
all.
makes no sense. Yeah.
It's completely crazy. I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah.
let's hope this freak show is over soon.
Yeah, soon.
I want to thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I wish you all the best, and I'll make sure we talk again once you have the news for the new album.
Sure.